So one of the words I hear constantly, or some of the things that I hear on my channel, is that there's evil out there and we're fighting evil and evil is taking over and sucking my energy and all this other stuff. And I'm going to talk exactly about that. Boy, this might be an eye-opener for you if you're willing to open up yourself to other ideas. Some of you aren't, and that's okay too. We're going to talk about evil, why it's here, and when it's going to leave. Yeah, you ready? Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an amazing life. Yeah, I'm going to sort of, switch it out a little bit with the hats. So, we're going to talk about evil today. This can make so much sense. It's a very simple video, and since we're going into that, let's just say, the Monroe Institute report that the CIA kept hidden for so long, revealing that we are so much greater than we ever imagined, that we are way past law of attraction, that we are actually the very thing that we are talking to and requesting things from. We don't realize as humans exactly the relationship of what we are to everything, mostly the unseen world that we fear, right? Why do we fear it? We're programmed to believe that if you don't know what it is or identify it or you can't see it, it's always evil, right? Who says that a lot? Religions. Why? Well, if it's outside their control and knowledge, they will tell you to reject it. We're not going to do that today. I hope that you'll subscribe. Please like my videos if you like them. If you don't, that's fine. But by doing this, taking this action, you actually support not just my channel, the algorithms of everything. It goes beyond YouTube. When you say you like something and you support it, you put your attention to something, the quantum field responds. And so you actually change everything. So what if YouTube stopped putting out conspiracy theory channels and videos, but not because they were stopping it, but they stopped it because nobody wanted them anymore? That's the algorithm we can change. Now I'm going to share a couple things with you. One thing I want to just let you know, a lot of you ask about the things that I use that are vegan, non-toxic, healthy for you, no plastic. That's an algorithm. We have to be the consumers of the world we want to live in. You can go down, you get discounts on how to clean up your water, products that I use, and also free stuff, including how to create a planet conscious business online. You want to earn online? Let's do it the right way. So that's all down. You've got a whole list of links to look through. And also, I have a video about the CIA report that the Monroe Institute did, and a couple of pages were missing. The report was about actually the psychic powers of human beings and actually everything that it relates to. What are we within this whole field, this mystical field? The bottom line was there was a God in there. Yeah, there was a God. There was a source of all things that is absolutely all things. So if we are that, ye are all gods, what does that mean? We're creators. Yes, this is in the report. We're creators. A thought creates a wave, which is a probability, upon observation of anything, becomes a particle. The particle and the, let's just say, the result of an experiment or what happens in this world or what happens in your life is according to your beliefs behind it. You actually create that reality. Now you might want to read that report. It's pretty mind-blowing. We're actually going to talk about that today. So as creators, what does this mean, evil? My Father has many mansions. Okay, that's simple. Well, we were simple, but we're getting much more expansive and sophisticated in our thoughts and more expansive in our thoughts, all right? This means that we are creating various scenarios, almost like holographic programs. They actually refer to holograms in this report that run a whole program of an existing, like a storyline. It is an actual matrix, but we create it. So we all agreed to go into this matrix and take on certain roles within each other's energy fields, interacting it, and also with free will. In other words, okay, I'm going to play this role, but I can't play this role if you can just, take me out without my participation or approval, right? So we chose free will within this matrix so that I can control my own little seeming individual world. However, what we don't really realize is that little world that I'm creating, and my free will is 100% my own in there, never is disconnected to the collective. And that's why you see things happening out here that you feel like you have no control over. You're thinking, I'm doing all these things and nothing's changing, but it is. It's affecting everybody. So your thought, your actions, your blessings, your lack of judgment, separation, telling people you don't think like me, criticize. If I see one more comment about somebody tell me I should or shouldn't do something, I said, do you listening to yourself? Do you hear what that is? There was a dictator, World War II, that did that, right? You believe what I do and this is how it is, or else? We got to get out of that thinking it's separation. So within that field of making those choices, you affect everybody else. So if you're thinking that you're separating yourself, you're in a low frequency. The frequency is what I call the basement. So my father's many mansions. So think of it as planet Earth, and this matrix is a mansion. Within the mansion are different floors. We don't know about the penthouse if we're in the basement. We can't see it. It's dark in there. We don't even have windows in the basement. Everybody in there is functioning on the same level. It's the same frequency. So what do you do in the basement? You claw and scratch for your own stuff. Maybe you have some buddies down there, but the minute you need something, or food's in there, and you'll get rid of everybody to take it. That's what hoarding and all these other things happen. You're serving the self. Now, as you raise your frequency and you become a giver and a compassionate person, you stop judging people and having to be right all the time. You go up floors, your frequency goes up, and you go, oh my gosh, I didn't know that there's abundance up here. Wow, you can actually, have health in these different floors upon my own free will choice. And you learn all these things. You go up to the penthouse, it's beautiful up there, and the penthouse knows about the basement. That's evil. It's self-created. Why do we have evil on the planet? Because people are choosing to live in the basement. As long as people choose the lowest frequency, evil, that frequency will exist in the mansion. That's why we have evil here. It's not coming from some other place. And we have other mansions out there too. There's other scenarios. There's all kinds of existence and little cosms of plays out there that have their own frequencies. Probably none as bad as we are. They've already blown themselves up. So we will continue to have evil on the planet. It will exist, and you'll experience it, because if you're in the basement, you're living with it. It's directly hitting you. You're participating in it. You're walking around with it because you're on that low frequency. You can say, I'm not evil. No, but fear is a low frequency. So fear will exist in the basement along with evil that chooses to be evil, to be nasty and, self-serving. So that same frequency, it's regardless of what the reasons are. If you go into a low frequency, you're in there. It's a mix of everything, okay? Now, as soon as everyone chooses on this planet to go up, the evil will dissolve. Because nobody's playing that role. Nobody's in that floor anymore. It's not playing, okay? That play is closed down, and the players are going to the next series episode. When we choose service to others and we go into the golden era, those who are in the lowest frequency will absolutely self-destruct, because what you give out, what you put out, you get back. So those of you who are arguing about the president and Musk and all these other guys and whatever, you're still arguing about it. I did a video to just say, they're playing their own game. It's neither right or wrong, and I was hoping that you would see how they're possibly thinking, I couldn't possibly know, how they might be thinking, how right they are, thinking that we're the lowlives because, we're out here, like little puppets taking the, whatever we have to and buying the stuff that's destroying the planet and stealing from one another and murdering. They're probably thinking these guys are idiots. We need to take charge. And that's what I was trying to explain to you, is that they see the world that way and that we are not capable and we are destroying the planet. The masses really are. However, those in power are the ones feeding those consumers. It's just this vicious, crazy cycle, still on a low frequency, right? Well, that's dissolving too. What I tried to demonstrate to you is that to get involved in their game and worrying about what they're doing is still a low frequency. You're still in fear in the game. You're playing the game, the physical game. You are so much greater than that. So when you step out of it and you go, okay, this person's choosing to be angry. They're choosing anger, low frequency. I don't want to be around it. Anger is one of the things that I absolutely cannot be around. It makes no sense to me. Why would you get angry? Anger just makes no sense. Why? Because you've got some things internally here, right? And you striking out at other people who've probably done nothing. And even if they have, anger is not a good way to approach any kind of issue. So that's a real low frequency. It's not evil. It's not evil, but it's a low frequency. And so those who choose nastiness, right, who absolutely love it, love people who go into anger and fear, and they will feed off of each other. That's totally possible. But nobody in a low frequency can drain your energy. So if you tell me that, I'm going to say that's impossible because we're all equal. You can only be drained because you are giving up that energy. You are actually allowing it because you believe somebody has more power than you. So therefore you create that actual reality of losing your energy. And it's just another illusion. Evil exists because dark energies feed off the low frequency, and they are here. They are walking around. They are in human form. They are in dark energy form. Of course they are, because we have created it. So we are fueling that, and so we are actually allowed. So because we are in such a massive, massive, powerful state of being, which is all things, even as human beings, we're projecting that out there. So things could appear, right? So other things out in the unseen world, energy fields, that are still a part of our game on some level. They're not even paying attention to us if they're playing their own game. They're in another mansion. They don't even know we exist, right? But that's illusion too, even though we're all connected. So even what we're doing in our mansion does affect them, but they're not playing in our game. Evil absolutely does exist, but you don't have to participate in it. It's in the basement. Go up to the penthouse. Do your thing. And as the more that you do your thing, people are like, I can't ignore this. I'm not. Okay, sit and watch it. What the hell is that going to do for anybody? Nothing. If you're up in the penthouse, you're raising your frequency and you're doing things. You're taking action toward really creating a much, let's just say, beautiful, benevolent space here, benevolent existence. Then now you're contributing in a positive way. If you're watching this and saying, oh, they're doing this and that's, like, it's illusion, it's a game. Who cares what they do? It's what you do. It's all about you. It's about our own individual choices within our game. The results of the leaderboard are not revealed till you leave here. When you exit, your game time is up. And you get to see where you are on the leaderboard. And if you were caught up and still arguing how things are, I could tell when somebody likes Trump or Biden, they think that I'm taking a side, and I'm not. I think they're all just crazy people playing their games just on different levels. No one knows the intentions of these people, nor do I care, right? I don't care. You're going to say, how can you not care? Because what I do is what's going to contribute. Me sitting here arguing about them is not. That's what I care about. So if I am not participating in that, if I'm not buying their stuff, arguing, and here's what they're doing. They are feeding us Everything that will cause us to argue with each other, take sides, hate and anger, it fuels the low frequency evil that they live in. And some of them don't even think they're in that. They actually believe that they're doing good things, right? Because they're so rooted in the material world, they believe that they're saving the world from itself. And there's some truth to that, because there's truth in everything. So if you are not playing that game and you're not participating, and you just say, I don't really care about that because I can create something completely different here that's going to affect that. It affects that. But when you get caught up in it, you are in the material world game. Step out of the game. You're here. You're still playing a role here, but you can change the role and you can change the ending. Remember I told you I saw The Exorcist sequel? Richard Burton was a priest, and I saw him at the end. He accomplished his goal and, purged the whatever. He did his exorcism, and he fell into this big pit. This whole building was falling apart. He fell in and died. A week later, a friend sees it and said, no, he didn't die. I said, I saw the movie. Guess what? They had switched the ending out because nobody liked that ending. They said it was great except for the ending. They hated seeing the priest, who was Richard Burton. We didn't want to see Richard Burton die. So they changed it. They had a separate ending because they knew that might happen, and they tested it. I was one of the first people who saw that. That's what's going on here. We can change the ending. Stop arguing. That's you thinking you're right because you're still in a belief system. Everything exists. Every belief exists, and every belief is valid, but it's a frequency. So when you argue, you are down in the basement believing you are right, and everyone's right. And everything everybody's doing is their personal experience. They want to experience certain things. Some people want to experience fear and sadness and loss and all these things. They want to experience that. And you're saying they shouldn't because you know everything. We know. Oh, and you should, and you shouldn't. They'll get left behind. It's impossible. We're one energy field. We're one energy field. That's it. Nobody can be left behind. You are it. You're just an illusion of a play. And within it, you get to make a decision. Nobody can infringe on your free will. You can't make me angry. You can't make me sad. I have control over that. So my question to you is, are you looking at the world as wrong, at people wrong, taking sides, Republican or Democrat? It doesn't matter. There's corruption everywhere in our systems, and they must dissolve all of it. There's no angel out there who's going to save anybody. And if you think they're going to, finally somebody's going to save us, you're still not in the power that you hold right now. You are just as important or powerful as any president or leader of any nation. You are. Because your thought is equally as powerful within the quantum field. Your thought in your room right now is equally powerful to a leader who's devising some crazy plan. Yes, you. There is no judgment of importance because it's one. How can it judge importance when it's one? It's just watching the choices within the illusion, but the power behind it is equal. You have the power to change everything that's going on this planet. It starts with you, what you believe you are, what you can do, what you contribute. You got to stop questioning yourself. Can I do this? Can I? It doesn't matter. You'll learn from everything along that way. My Digital Explorer students, I teach online businesses. We create businesses from scratch. I help you figure this out, and I tell people, our mission is, what's that positive impact I'm going to have? It's not like what can I get people to buy my stuff? What do I need to say for people to buy my stuff? Not think, wait a second, what am I selling? Is that good for somebody or the planet? What is it I'm selling? What's that final result? But most people are in the, yay, got some money. Oh, look at all this money that came in. Yeah? Did you accomplish your goal over here? Did you change somebody's life? So I want you to know that, you know what, no matter what, if your intentions behind everything are positive and you're placing others first, like I teach, then your return is going to be way beyond what you can imagine. Wonderful things will start to happen for you, and it's not all just monetary, although that'll come much easier. And you'll know that there's no repercussions for that. The giving is amazing on a high frequency, but if you are trying to operate on a low frequency material world basis, the return is not going to be good because it's immediate. It's not like, oh, I send this out and then it comes back to me. It's not. No, that is me. And so some of you are saying, we're one, right? So some of you are saying, the Republicans are jerks. That's your finger. Oh, the Democrats are jerks. That's a finger too. You're going to cut it off? You want to get rid of it? Go ahead. It's part of the body. It's one. Every time you destroy something you think is not you that's wrong, you're destroying the body, and it becomes sick and disabled. That's the play. It becomes disabled because now you have handicapped it. Instead, take care of the body. Okay, I'm going to, help it. I'm going to, work it out. I'm going to feed it well. But we don't. We destroy it, and the body gets sick. I'm talking about the whole, the collective. Because what you're putting into it is toxic, or it is the higher frequency that is going to create that golden era that you can live in, and nobody can take that away from you. Evil exists. I told you it might even visit you. Why? Because it's in a mansion. Sometimes it roams around, gets lost. Oh, tries to pick on us, can't. Oops, you're not welcome here. Bye-bye. Talk to the hand. Does this make sense? So I want you guys to know that this is part of the game. It's a frequency, and it creates the things that are very unpleasant. And as long as you keep watching that crap and telling me, oh no, this is how things, I know the truth. No, you don't. You know your truth. And it's very true. But don't tell me what mine is. I get to choose that. So does everyone else. And when you start to respect that, then you will operate as a player in a game that you realize allows free will, and you'll respect it, and then it's okay. You can be different. You can have different opinions. You can have things that you love and things that you're not so happy about, but when you respect the choices of others and know that's part of the game, that we get to be individuals, but it doesn't condemn somebody else for being different. This has to end. Or you can stay in the basement. I'm allergic to mold. All right, so again, Digital Explorers is for entrepreneurs. What's different? I work with you to create something that you really love. What is it you want to do with your life? What are you passionate about? Let's create something. If you wanted to create something online, it's powerful. You can reach global audiences. You can earn money doing it. I create an actual business strategy. I've created one that you learn step by step. How do I take this and turn it into a business out there? Nothing on this planet's going to be easy for any of us, but what you're working toward is what counts. Don't ever lose sight of that. Subscribe, my friend, if you like this video. Please share them anywhere you'd like. And I hope to see you in the next video. I've got some really good stuff coming up. We're going to talk about Mars. I'm going to share with you some actual memories and some information on a super high level scientific guru who's worked out there with the big guys in the government, who had some things to reveal about Mars. You probably know who he is. And he's going to actually reinforce all the things that I've been telling you for years about my memories. And when he told his, I went, oh my gosh, they match. I'm going to share that information with you. We're going to talk about AI and how AI had a conversation that blew my mind that one of my students shared that talked about our future. You're going to love it. It's everything we discuss here. Don't be afraid of the things that are going to happen and are happening out there. It's called change. And things have to dissolve. You know, the old building crumbles. All right, it does. Make sure nobody's in it. Step back, let it go. Let's clear up the rubble and build something beautiful new. Not on sand like they do here in Miami. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.